Fantastic work. Sorry, I know that's a tearjerker, so just so you can compose yourself, maybe a brief story time. So, I know it doesn't look it on first glance, but at one point I was an impressive athlete. I was actually the second captain of JV diving. Really top tier stuff. Back in Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota. So, back in Minnesota, I'm diving. Oh, we got a lot of Minnesotans, okay? And I'm diving, and you know what you do. You get up on the diving board, you're hopping, I'm hopping, and crack! I broke my knee. I know. So, tough injury, okay? They wheel me to the hospital, okay? I don't even make it into the water. They drive me to the hospital, and I end up, waking up. The doctors are like, don't worry, Justin. You'll be able to walk. You'll be able to referee spelling bees, everything you love in this life. And you're just going to have to spend a week in the hospital. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. And you lie in bed, there's a television, I'm going through things. By day 5, I'm bored out of my mind. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this. I finished Netflix. I went through the whole thing. We found the end. So then I discovered something. Some of you might have heard of this in the audience. It's called cable. And I discovered this magical cable, and they were rerunning a show called Days of Our Lives. Okay, some people in the audience know. These rows don't, but I know you know. So, I know you're a big fan, and I was on this fantastic episode, okay? The people who know might remember. It was when the main character's daughter's dentist's dog sitter's cousin announces that they were having an affair with the school principal's assistant's third cousin. That's my favorite. It's so good. I'm sorry. So, it's a wild episode, okay? And when I hear about the affair, these were major side characters. I'm enraged. I hit my hands on the bed, and the remote flies through the room. And it hits the wall, and it changes the channel to ESPN 8. El Ocho. And I had never watched ESPN 8 El Ocho before. And so anyway, I'm like, might as well watch it. I can't move. So what comes on the screen is the most wild thing I've ever seen. Tell me if you've seen it before. It was the International Norwegian Brick Throwing Competition. Okay? It was new to me. And I'm like, how can this be entertaining? Well, it's a competition, and the first competitor comes up. And this is what piques my interest. He's a huge guy, okay? Imagine if Diego was on Bobby's shoulders, okay? Massive mountain of a man. And he takes a brick in 2 hands, and he hurls it into the air. And it goes up, and up, and up, and up, and it comes through that. And I'm thinking, I've never thrown a brick that high. I see what's the appeal. And then the next guy comes out. Okay, and I thought the first guy was big. This guy's huge, okay? It's like if Bobby was on Diego's shoulders, okay, and then they ate Katrin for lunch, okay? So, big guy comes to the line, grabs the brick, 2 hands, hurls it into the air. It goes up, and up, and up, and up, and up, and down. Even higher than the last guy. It was a wild time. And I'm like, well, this has to be the peak of Norwegian brick throwing if I've ever seen Norwegian brick throwing. And then the third guy comes out. Okay? And if the last guy was huge, this guy is huge Ganschwin, okay? So he was like, hear me out. He was like if Bobby was on Diego's shoulders, and after eating Katrin for lunch, they ate Gabby for lunch, and Santana was on their shoulders, okay? Huge human being. And he comes up to the line, and he grabs the brick with one hand, his left hand, and he takes it, and he throws it into the air. And it goes up, and up, and up, and up, and up.